Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Druidism, uh, the north of the Isles, as in Ireland, and the Tree People. Okay? Now, Druidism is basically a kind of a pagan path based on trees. Okay? Tree worship, tree spirituality, and the Tree People. Okay? Which probably has its roots in north of the British Isles, as in Ireland or, Ireland in general. So that's possibly the roots of Druidism. Now, in pagan cultures around the world, there is sacred trees, okay, also in Hinduism. So this holding trees as sacred is not just a Druidic idea, it's there everywhere in all pagan cultures around the world. Even in the Roman Republic, there were certain trees that were considered sacred. Even in Greece, there were certain trees that was considered sacred. Even in Germanic paganism, there were certain trees that were considered sacred. Anywhere, even in China. So, Druidism is basically based on a spiritual path holding the sacred value of trees, okay, and the Tree People, okay, which Druidism itself is an Irish thing for the most part, but I think they also had influence all over Europe and elsewhere, okay, to an extent. So, yeah. Now, Druidism, like I said, holds trees as sacred. Now, why is that? It's because trees, if you look at a tree, it's also connected to the upper worlds, as in the heavenlies, and also the underworlds, because the roots go underground. So the tree is also connected to the underworlds via its roots, and the heavenlies because of its leaves and branches. So the Druids held this as a valuable teaching, that you can also be connected to the heavenlies and also to the underworlds below. Okay, it doesn't have to be one thing against the other. And the tree trunk is maybe you can see that as a balance, like it's neither underground and it's neither reaching for the heavens. It's the thing that holds the leaves and the roots in place. So the trunk can be seen as a balance. So many valuable lessons were taught by witnessing trees and just sitting under the tree and meditating and learning wisdom from trees. You can also call this tree knowledge. So this was the pagan spiritual path of Druidism. And regarding the gender of trees, yeah, I'm sure there must have been male and female trees. You have the philosophical tree, then you have the mother tree of life, then you have the father tree of philosophy, or whatever, Many types of, there were in Druidic paganism, as in the ancient order of Druids, and also in Ireland, every tree had a name. This was the mother tree of life, eternal life. This was the father tree of philosophy. This was, there was many names. So trees were very sacred in Druidism. Now, whether Freemasonry has something to do with the Tree People and the Druids, I'm not sure. But, that's a question. So I can say that I don't know about that. Another reason why trees were sacred in Druidism is because the trees also bestowed a lot of sacred wisdom and knowledge. Plants were seen as there was many sacred herbs and plants, and trees were also the providers of ancient wisdom. If you sat under a tree and meditated, the tree would teach you something, some kind of ancient wisdom or knowledge or something, or some kind of a trade, even, on how to make use of wood or something, for example. In the Far East in China, you also have the element of wood in Chinese feng shui or something. So anything that has to do with wood and tree materials and everything has to do with the tree people, and is in some way related to this tree worshipping path of spirituality. Also, sometimes what Roman soldiers would do is because they had also come into contact with the Druids. So one thing they learned from the Druids is when they were close to dying, they would swallow a seed of some kind of a tree. And when they died, the tree would grow out of their body. So they became that tree, and thus they got their immortality in some way or form. Also, this would be in war. If the Druids used to go to war, they used to swallow seeds before they went to war. So if they had died, they would grow back into trees, So that's why Druidism is also can be seen as the path of the tree people, shape-shifting people that shape-shift from trees into people. Literally, because let's just say a Druid is going to battle, but they have swallowed a seed of a tree and they died in the battlefield. That would grow into a tree, and then that tree can again shape shift into a person. Also for women. So yeah, that's all I have in this video. Check out the links in the description box below if you're interested.